So, like, science is, like, this whole mental thing that's always changing. And, like, when I was a kid, like, there was a conspiracy theory that the world was going to end and whatever, and, like, technology was going to ruin us. And it didn't, because Y2K was bullshit. And then later on, they decided that the planet that I had learned was a planet, Pluto, so wasn't a planet. So, like, I grew up with 9 planets, and then everyone else after that decision is going to be growing up with 8 now. And they kind of just, like, they just took Pluto and were just like, yeah, let's just make this a planet. Well, planet to get those people off our backs. And it's not officially a planet. It's not gonna be taught as a planet, but, like, the people were just like, oh, it's a planet. And, like, science has made, like, some major leaps, like vaccines, which people who don't vaccinate their kids is making me angry, because some people can't actually vaccinate themselves, and it's kind of a terrible thing if people are just like, oh, let's just do this. The main science thing that, like, blows my mind right now is everyone has thought that the universe started with, like, a big bang or, like, a decision by, like, some higher power to make this universe a thing. But apparently, there is a way, there's a theory now that means that the universe has always been, like, there wasn't a big bang, the universe existed before we learned. So, like, now I'm thinking, like, with Mass Effect, this is gonna take a bit. With Mass Effect, there's a storyline about how, like, oh, spoilers for Mass Effect, but with Mass Effect, you're finding out that the tech you had found that brought humans to space was actually tech from, like, a previous race that lived on Earth, like, before, and that they were taken out because they had reached a certain point in civilization by a thing called the Reapers. And now I'm wondering, could that have possibly been a thing? Because if the universe has always existed and is continuing to move forward, and it's like, what? Because the universe is infinite and expanding as we know it, because we can't calculate everything in the universe that we know, because we know a known universe, but we don't know the entire universe, and like, when I was in high school, apparently Einstein's theory was disproved, and, like, now the Big Bang is, like, whatever, it's disproved, but it's only a theory, so it's not actually going to be able to be proved, even though the Big Bang was also a theory. So now there's a countering theory for having no universe, just point to start off from, how there wasn't a starting point, how it's always been and always will be, and I'm just gonna go have a crisis now. A note that I just noticed on my bookshelf that I have the camera placed on is, so I have to have Frankenstein for my school, and I asked my parents to bring me in a copy of Frankenstein, and turns out my books came with a copy of Frankenstein, so I don't need the home copy. But I just found a book on my shelf. I don't know where this version came from. I don't know if I bought it, I don't know if my parents gave it to me, I don't know where it came from. It was just on my shelf, and it looks water damaged, so it's obviously used, but, like, I don't know where it came from.